Yo, what is up internet? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. Fair warning before I begin this story, it gets dark and gets darker than me in fact, and just hearing about it might make you feel a certain way, so just a small disclaimer before I begin. Today's story is about a woman named Trinity Poag. She is accused of murder and is a former Georgia beauty pageant queen and is now accused of killing her boyfriend's 18-month-old child, known as Romeo Angeles, or to the boyfriend known as Jackson Drew. The alleged crime took place in January of 2024, so it was a while ago, but at the time, the kid was in her care and it died on her watch. The prosecutors claimed that the motive she had for murdering this child was jealousy. Poag always wanted to have a child of her own with this guy and resented Romeo because he was not her biological child. According to the prosecution in court, Poag hated this guy, the kid I mean. They say she called him names in text messages and expressed outright resentment for being expected to be a stepmom to the child. On the day of the alleged murder, her boyfriend briefly left the dorm room to go get some pizza, and when he returned, Romeo was unresponsive. Once declared dead, medical examiners found that Romeo had suffered severe blunt force trauma to the head and torso, he had a skull fracture, and his brain was severely damaged. Those are all very serious injuries, and when Poag was questioned by the cops, she claimed that he fell off the bed on her watch. Now that could happen, babies fall off stuff all the time, but when you have a skull fracture and severe brain damage, that raises a few red flags to the story. It's just not adding up. Prosecutors also showed that Poag had even researched terms like brain bleed and depressed skull fracture while at the hospital, raising some serious red flags about her story. And a little bit about Poag herself. She wasn't just another nobody, another psychopath. She was a pageant winner. She was someone not of a great importance, but she was known in her community. She held a pageant title of her hometown and even competed in a national pageant. Of course, after her arrest, her titles were stripped from her and pageant organizers tried to distance themselves as far away from her name or anything around her, kind of like a Chris Benoit situation. Now she's on trial for murder, aggravated battery, child cruelty, and other charges, and unsurprisingly, she pled not guilty to those. Now, I obviously know, and I'm sure you guys know this, why this case is so shocking. It's really just sad. No one deserves to die like this, and especially a baby who has never done anything wrong to anybody. All because she was butthurt, she decided she would take this kid's life before it even got started, really. This involves just an innocent kid, someone who could have been the next game changer we needed in the world, but now we won't know that because he's gone. It's just beyond comprehension that someone you trust deeply like her on a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship like they had would do this to a child. And not just any child, it was his child. And because of the alleged motive, which was jealousy, it was just even worse, because why would you be jealous? It may not be your kid, but in a way, it will grow to like you and will grow attached. It'll be just like your kid, but obviously she didn't feel that way. And it's just a general betrayal of trust. And even though this case is deeply disturbing and extremely sad, the craziest and most ridiculous part of this whole case is that it all could have been avoided by taking one simple step. The prosecution claimed that the reason why Trinity killed the kid was of jealousy, right? She was upset that Romeo was not her biological child and therefore she had to play the role of a stepmother. If she wanted to have the kid with her now ex-boyfriend that badly, all she had to do was have some unprotected sex with him. The only step she needed to take to have a child of her own with this guy was to let him bust a fat load. That's all. That's it. I mean, what do I know? Far be it from me to make any theories about why she hated and killed a child. That's probably above my pay grade. But maybe they tried and they were unsuccessful. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe that might be a reason or the reason why she hated Romeo with such a fiery passion. Again, who knows? Only she does, and as they say, it's just a theory. Like I said before, she has an open case and the trial is ongoing. If convicted on these charges, she could face life in prison or the death penalty. Who knows? Meanwhile, people close to the victim are demanding justice, and many are struggling with the grief, anger, and confusion from this whole thing, the fallout. And it's not just him, it's the people that loved him too. His mother, his father, all the cousins and brothers or sisters. No one really knows who this guy is other than he's just the dad of the kid who died. But I mean, they have to feel some way about this too. And it's sad to say that a person they thought they could trust would do this. it really is sad. Now, this one hurts. It reminds us how fragile life really is and how trust can sometimes be dangerously misplaced. And while we don't know yet what the jury will decide, the allegations and the situation is serious and it's looking grim for her. And I think there's just too much evidence stacked up against her, and I think the jury will come to the right decision. If nothing else, if there is a message to take from this, it's that maybe we should never take the safety that we have for our little ones for granted. You know, knowing that they are safe is very, very nice to know. You know, it's just one of those things that you can feel safe about and know in your heart and in your body and in your mind that they are safe and nothing bad can happen to them because they are being watched. So just take that with a grain of salt. Take it however you are. You know, this story is extremely sad, and I really hope they can get the justice that they deserve. This kid could have been the next big thing. He could have been the next big streamer or the next big NBA player or baseball player. Who knows what this kid could have been. This kid could have been great, but unfortunately no one will ever know now because obviously he's dead, and I'm not trying to make light of that. That's just absolutely sad. But if you made it all the way here, thank you so much for listening, guys. I really hope you guys are having a good day. If you're enjoying the content, why not hit that subscribe button? It helps a lot, but don't feel obligated to. It's just a little suggestion. But anyways, thanks again, guys, for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.